And joined by a legend, my goodness, the CEO and founder of Moolah Kicks, Natalie White. You're only 24 years old, and you've already started the first and only women's basketball shoe brand. I want to know, we got lots of, me and Renee got lots of questions, yes. And we already started with them. As you see, we got some shoes on already. Where did this idea come from?
Okay, well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. I grew up in New York City, played basketball my entire life. I played in probably every sneaker that you guys played in that you could imagine. And every experience was walking into the boys, the men's section, the children's section, right? And I never thought anything of it, right? You never think about your toes hitting the top of your sneaker, your feet burning when you take off your shoes. But as I got older, I realized that the lack of women's basketball sneakers, being forced to shop in the boys, the men's section, it not only had a negative social implication, but a negative performance one as well, because women's feet are shaped differently, right? The female foot form versus the male foot form. And so that really inspired me to start Moolah Kicks. It's not only a sneaker that is fit to elevate performance on court for female hoopers, but it's an entire brand that is dedicated to celebrating our game.
I love that. I mean, when you say celebrating our game, you have more than 116 AAU teams, like 40 plus NIL deals. You've signed ambassadors like Destiny Henderson, Courtney Williams. What is going on, Natalie? I mean, you are really building an empire right here in the women's space.
Thank you. No, it's the Moolah Kicks era. Like, we're so excited. When we launched this product, right, last year, we were opened up in 140 plus Dick's Sporting Goods stores, and now we're out here with our second model, the Neovolt Pro, in more than 500 stores. And we've seen teams. We're there all the way from elementary school through WNBA now, on Courtney and on Henny, and we couldn't be more excited for what we've seen in just 2 years.
Me and Renee put these on, and no lie, it felt good. Renee was dancing. She's talking about her toes not rubbing up the end, but the biomechanics of it, the science behind it, you had mentioned it. It's also not just performance-based, but reducing injury and the amount of injuries that females get, whether it's the ankle, the leg. How does that factor into what these shoes do, especially for a lot of, we're talking about AU teams, a lot of these young girls and young women coming through?
Well, first of all, performing on court is everything. That's what it's all about, making sure that your equipment, the only piece of equipment you need in basketball, that's the beauty of it, are this ball and your sneakers. So making sure that your sneakers are doing everything they can to complement your game, your body, and make sure that you're safe going to the next level. And we see that when anyone wears equipment that isn't fit for them, they're more at risk for injury. And that's why we're so excited. The way this whole company has started, every single sneaker is made on a last, which is essentially a skeleton of a foot, right? And so that skeleton can either mirror the female foot form or the male foot form biomechanically, at the factory on the line. And so every single one of our sneakers has the basketball shape performance with that interior female fit.
See, listen, you've given us all the facts, and I'm a huge Shark Tank fan, okay? So you know where I'm going with this. You have Mark Cuban, one of the sharkiest, best sharks out there. I mean, if I was on Shark Tank, that's probably who I'm going with. You got him. How did that happen? What is it like to work with him? Girl.
It's fantastic. I guess I have a solid history now of cold emails, because I sent a cold email to Mark Cuban, is how I met Mark Cuban, right? I was able to pitch to his investment team, but introduce myself, the product, our traction, through a cold email. And one of our most exciting developments was the fact that we're able to roll out our very first line into retail doors. And we did that because I sent a cold email to the CEO of Dick's Sporting Goods, and she showed us unbelievable, right?
What is in the emails?
You need the secret sauce in the email. Absolutely. And so, I met Mark Cuban that way, and then CEO of Dick's Sporting Goods as well. And both of them were just so excited by the product, what we're doing on the court, what we're doing within women's basketball to help create more financial opportunity in the sport. This is not a charity. This is a for-profit business where every dollar we earn goes back into either more footwear products, more equipment, or higher marketing and sponsorship dollars for female hoopers.
We could sit here and talk to you forever, but you said Moolah money. That's
Yep.
where it comes from. You are creating a vehicle for financial opportunities for women, for women's basketball. We cannot thank you enough.
I know. I'm about to like.
Renee's coming out of retirement.
I want y'all to see these kicks. Okay, I know they wasn't ready for this, but y'all better see these. You know the little thing. You know what I'm saying? Cuff it challenge and the kicks. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, y'all. We didn't plan for.
You have to.
Protect Natalie at all costs. All right. Well, it's so incredible to meet you. And we love Moolah Kicks. We cannot wait to see what you do next. So impressive. And thank you from all the women ballers.